Hello for another fertility update. If you're new here, I'm Tanya. I'm documenting my fertility journey to baby number 2. I hope you guys consider subscribing. Give this video a thumbs up if you like these types of updates, so I know that I need to continue with these type of updates. This is how I documented back in the day. I'm hoping that you guys like these, updates of me making my appointments and stuff. So today I am going for a saline sonohysterogram, and I'll give you guys a quick little backstory if you're new here. Back in 2018, I had some uterine polyps. I had to get a hysteroscopy done, and they found some uterine polyps, and when they sent them to pathology, there were some cancerous cells found in them. I do have videos of my experience getting that hysteroscopy done. And then 10 months later, in March 2019, that was May 2018, I got my first hysteroscopy done. And in February of 2019, I found out I got a saline sonohysterogram done after I got a HSG test done to make sure I had no blockages in my tube. And during that tube, they noticed a little something, so I immediately went to get a saline sonohysterogram, and they found some uterine polyps. And then a month later, in March 2019, I got those uterine polyps removed. Nothing came of those when sent to pathology. So here we are in 2022. We are trying for baby number 2, because after I had that hysteroscopy done, have those polyps removed in March of 2019, and I conceived my son in August of 2019. There was some other stuff in between there. You can go back and watch videos to catch up. So we are on our journey to baby number 2. I am just starting out at a new fertility clinic, and this new fertility doctor is like getting a full baseline workup done just to see what my body is doing. We've done labs, we've done ultrasounds already. I'm getting a saline sonohysterogram done today. I'm getting another HSG test done tomorrow to check for blockages, tubal blockages. Earlier this year in April, it's November 2022, if you're watching this later on. Earlier this year in April, I got a HSG test done and found out that there was, the doctor who performed it said that my tubes were blocked. There was no spillage out, which was a surprise to me, because when I got it done before, I had no blockages, and I haven't had anything happen to me but birth since that first HSG was done back in 2019. So I was confused. So when I went back to my OBGYN, she said that she was pretty positive that my fallopian tubes just spasm, because it was reported that there was a little bit of spillage that came out of my fallopian tubes or whatever from that dye. So my new reproductive endocrinologist is going to do the test again so we can check. And I also wanted to get it done again for my peace of mind, just to make sure. I didn't want to keep doing these like very minimal assisted fertility things with the OBGYN office, not knowing if I'm doing it for nothing. So I like that this new RE is really going in and doing all the things, checking everything, and then we're coming back in 2.5 weeks to get a full conversation done about what all the labs are doing, what things are looking like, so that we can figure out our fertility plan for our needs. My husband will be going to get a semen analysis done again. He's had them done, so he's used to this already. We've never had any issues on his part, but we do want to check it because he is now taking like 4 different heart medications, because we found out a few months ago that he has a very, very weak heart. So while I'm doing fertility, he's also doing cardiology stuff, and we're, just checking on his heart and trying to keep him healthy while also simultaneously trying for baby number 2. My husband is 43. I am 35, for those that are new. So yeah, that's a little bit of the backstory. So I'm about to go in, get this saline sonohysterogram done, and hopefully I don't have any uterine polyps this time, but who knows. It's been since 2019 since anything has been checked, so we'll see. I've had the hysteroscopy before. This is not new to me, so we'll see you guys what comes of today. But I'm ready to get in there, get this appointment going. Went to Starbucks beforehand. Had to treat myself because this might be a little bit, saline sonohystograms aren't that uncomfortable. The beginning of it is when they have to stick that thing up through your cervix or whatever. It just makes you feel a little crampy. It feels really weird. But today is red cup day at Starbucks, so I went and got my red cup, and I got myself a super sweet drink that I don't need, but I don't have sweet drinks that often, or caffeine that often for that matter. But today I got a grande caramel brulee latte with a sugar cookie cold foam on top, with the whipped cream and the caramel brulee sprinkle things on top, and then I added a caramel drizzle in the cup. That was a bit extra. I didn't really need that, but so good, so good. That was my drink for today. And then my sandwich of choice when I go to Starbucks is bacon Gouda. I love it. And so I just finished that. I talked to my mom. I'm about to go in here, say a little prayer, and get this thing done. So let's walk in here and see how things go. But y'all say a prayer that we have no uterine polyps, and today's appointment is good. I have on my pineapple socks. I've lost one of each, so I have mixed match pineapple socks on today. But I've worn them through my last fertility journey with my son. I wore them through my pregnancy. Every checkup throughout my pregnancy, I wore them. So today I have my socks on. So here we go. Let's get to it. Here we go. All right, you guys. So I'm in the room, covered up, ready. Here is the machine for this room. We're in the room next to the one I was in last week when I got my ultrasound done last week. We're in a different room. I forgot to mention that I don't even know if you guys can see. Let's see. Yes. I forgot to mention that I wore my Tinkerbell Stan Smiths for some like extra pixie dust for this today. Let me turn the camera around so you guys can see. Yes. In true me fashion, they had to call in. I just had 3 people in here trying to find my cervix, and now they need to go and get a doctor because they were having a hard time, I guess, trying to place the catheter in to actually put the saline in my uterus and stuff. They had to use 2 different types of speculums. It's always something when I come to the fertility doctor. So I knew this. So now I have to wait for a doctor to come in. They're going to get a doctor to come in as soon as they can. But of course, everybody has their patients that they're seeing today. So I'm just sitting here waiting in the dark, waiting for a doctor to come in because they couldn't get the scans done yet, but everything is all like set up. I'm just sitting here waiting. So they don't want you to have any phones or anything like that out during your appointment. So I'll try to see if I can get anything, but here we go.
Okay, we got in.
Okay. Ooh.
Good.
Okay.
So now she's going to do the ultrasound part.
Okay.
Knock us out, get you out of here.
Okay.
Okay, and lots of pressure again, okay?
All right.
Sorry. Are you okay?
Uh-huh. Oof. There we go.
Slow deep breaths if you start cramping, okay?
Okay, I don't see anything obvious on that. The computer will reconstruct it in a little bit.
Okay.
If there's anything weird, I'll call you.
Okay.
But I think so far, I think
No
I picked up on
polyps.
that on the bottom. I don't see a problem. You see anything?
Do I have any fibroids? Can you tell?
I don't
No.
see any on that view. You definitely don't have any in the middle of the ears. Which is
Okay.
what we really worry about.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just gonna look at your ovaries real quick and then we're gonna get everything out, okay?
Okay.
All right, everything's coming out.
Okay. Oh, if my husband hasn't done his semen analysis yet.
He needs to have that done before you follow up.
Yeah, we're gonna the week after Thanksgiving.
Perfect.
Okay, I didn't know if it'll be back in time. If he, I'm
Yeah,
gonna schedule
well-
it today so he could come and knock it out.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get it done earlier, that's better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We'll see you
Okay.
then.
All right. See you then. Thank you.
All right, go ahead and sit up.
All right.
There's your pad again.
Okay.
Once you're, you okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Once you're cleaned up and dressed, come on out and I'll give you your paper checkup list.
Okay. Thank you so much. Ooh, I always hate after I get the. I always hate after I get the Saline sonohysterogram done because I hate the way that water feels gushing out. It feels disgusting. But oh, it doesn't have anything on it. So here we are. We're all done. I'm about to get cleaned up and we'll talk after. All right, you guys. I'm in a car. It's over. It's over. I was so uncomfortable. It's already like, I mean, just having a speculum and stuff is put in is already uncomfortable, but sometimes with the men, they don't understand vaginas. So he was a bit, just kind of like quick with just doing stuff, just like let's move and get it done or whatever. But he was able to like quickly find my cervix. He is the doctor. The other people that were doing it, I think they were nurses or maybe techs or something. I'm not exactly sure what their titles are exactly. I hadn't even seen them two before in the clinic. I've seen the ultrasound tech, I've seen like the lab people, and I've seen the doctor and the doctor's nurse, but I'm not exactly sure the other two people who were trying to who they were supposed to be the ones finding my cervix and all that stuff. They couldn't, but they were a lot more gentle. They were like, I'm placing my hands, this is my fingertips, With him, he just came right in and got straight to it. And at the same time, I was trying to in my head while I'm uncomfortable and thinking about this and trying to remember to relax my body, trying to remember things that I wanted to ask right quick for him. But he did say just overall, he said he looked over my labs pretty quick and he didn't really see anything off bat, but on my way walking to the car, I was like, oh wait, I remember that my levels were low for the anemia. I'll do a full video of all the labs he did, and I'll go back and look at my labs for my OB that she did back in February of this year, just so we can kind of see if anything has changed. He did a little bit more than she did, so I'll just do a little bit of comparison, but I'll do a separate video so this one doesn't get too long, going over my labs and all that stuff. I'm not sure if you guys will be interested in that, but I also find it helpful for myself if I find myself here again later on in life where I'm referring back to my own videos, which I have been referring back to some of my old fertility videos. But He said he didn't see anything, just when he looked at my uterus, everything looked good. They didn't see any fibroids or anything like that, which was a good thing. And he didn't see any in the middle part of my uterus, which was a good thing. They didn't look at the full thing, but they did check my ovaries again, and he looked at those. He didn't make a comment about it. I took a mental note about that. But I will be seeing him again, and that appointment when I see him again is to sit down, go over everything he has found, and come up with the best treatment plan possible. Today I also scheduled my husband's semen analysis to be done, and I went ahead and paid for it. So all he has to do is just come in, do his little part, okay, and then be done. So that part is scheduled. I'm about to head over because I have to come back to this hospital tomorrow to get my HSG done, but this hospital likes to charge for radiology stuff. And let me while we're talking about paying for things, y'all, so if you're new here, I'm military spouse, and the last round of fertility stuff I was doing at Walter Reed in Maryland. That's the President's Hospital. That's where I was doing my fertility treatments, right? So I'm not used to paying for things. I'm used to going to the pharmacy, getting what I need. There is no issues. I'm not waiting no long time at the pharmacy. I'm just used to things being different. Boy, coming to the actual fertility clinic and having all these appointments and stuff like that, it is something. With all these little payments you gotta make for different things. Like every time I come to this fertility clinic, I gotta make a payment to be seen. That is just like, oh my God, I'm just paying. And granted, it's not in the grand scheme of things and what we could be paying and all this stuff. It's not much, but when you're used to not paying for anything to now have to start paying for things, that's a little bit of an adjustment. But this is a civilian fertility clinic, and I have to get that. I have to make upstairs click with that part. That's the end of my rant. But overall, the saline sonohysterogram, usually pretty painless. It's just a little uncomfortable, just with that speculum having to go in, the little thing that they have to insert in your cervix and stuff. You feel it, and it might mimic a little bit of like a mild cramp when they insert the saline, but the saline sonohysterogram is just simple. It's not painful at all. Like, it's not a whole lot to it. It's easy. Y'all see, it was quick. I just had to breathe through because he was a little bit rougher than the ladies were when they were doing it. And then they also used they had to use a longer speculum for me, but also they have to like raise my body up higher and kind of tilt the bed a little bit for me, because apparently my cervix is pointing like up a little bit like this, and so it was hard for the other girls to find my cervix, and they also had to switch to the longer speculum too. And yeah, for the doctor, it was easy for him to just get to it and get it done. It was much faster, but for them, they had a little bit of a time. But there does have to be a little bit of maneuvering with my body to get to my cervix, which could also explain some of the problem too, with trying to conceive. Like, if everything is going okay as far as like my body actually ovulating and things, I can see how sperm may have a hard time making it to my actual cervix. So what I'm gonna keep in mind going forward, because this isn't a standard practice for me when baby dancing, I don't do all that hips in the air and all that stuff. Every now and then I might remember to. Sometimes I might like lay there for a little bit longer, sorry, my phone's singing. I may lay there for a little bit longer just to kind of let things get to where they need to go. But as far as like putting pillows under my hips and raising my hips and doing all that stuff, I don't typically do, but I'm gonna be more intentional about that. I know this is so TMI, but I'm gonna be more intentional about that going forward, knowing what I know now, you know. So yeah, we'll see if that helps. If we have to go back to the route of being able to do timed intercourse for trying to conceive versus IUIs or IVF. I'm praying that we don't have to go that route. I want to just do IUI timed intercourse if we can and keep it there or whatever, but maybe do things a little bit more as far as like being monitored through the cycle and maybe taking some extra things to help support the cycle along. So yeah, y'all, that's it. That's it for this video before it gets super long. Make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you guys thumbs up this video if you like this type of content. If you're also trying to conceive, baby dust to you. For you girls who have been here, it's the end of the video, so get ready. Let's hear it. Our babies are coming. Our babies are coming. Our babies are coming. We're taking it one cycle at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 day at a time. We're giving ourselves grace through this whole experience. And we got this, y'all. We got this. Our babies are coming. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.